Now let's write the code for the selection of data from the database table. Here write is start of selection, end of selection, and always break our program into a small logic with the help of form and end form. Right, get underscore data. This is called the modularization, and also you can call as the subroutine inside a program. The perform need a form, double click on it, create. So here my first selection will be from the LFA1 and the LFB1. So I want to select here, select, let's say A, that is the listener, also A, that is the name one, and A, ADR, NR from LFA1 as A, inner join. I will write first B, BUKRS from LFA1 as A, inner join LFB1 as B on A listener, that is the joining field foreign key of my LFA1 and LFB1 on A listener equal to, that is a B listener, okay, into, I can add corresponding fields of table GT underscore LFA1. So this is my selection field from this source, and this is my target, and finally I want to give the where condition, where I can write as where A listener in S underscore listener. Why I use in here? Because I use select option. If on the screen, if you have parameter that is a single field, then we have to use here equal to. Second, my second field, that is B underscore, let's say BUKRS in S underscore control space BUKRS. Save, check, no error, activate. Now this time we'll learn one new thing in the select query in the selection screen. So here if you see here from to, and this is called the extension. So my requirement is I want to use select option but only single field. This is my requirement. I want to use select option but with only single form field. I don't want to, and also I don't want this extension. So for this, here we can write as no intervals and no extension. Save and activate, execute. Now you can see the difference in the first and the second field. When we add no intervals, then we will not have the two option, and along with that, if we add no extension, then we will not get this multiple entry option. But even this is the single field, but we have declared that using select options. Okay, that's why I don't want to change my where clause here. Now I will write the remaining code as I mentioned, explained in the first program. So always for using for all entries, check the first table should not be initial. So I am checking here if GT underscore LFA1 is the body icon is not initial, then only do the remaining things. Okay. So second, I want to select data from the ADR6 table. So we can write those fields directly there, or one more option for writing the select query select is now let's write select data from my ADR6 table. So here I want to select First is address number, second is the personal number, third is date form, because those are the primary key and always select all the primary keys, but my actual field will be for the email ID is smtp underscore addr. Okay, those four fields I want to select from ADR6 into corresponding fields of table GT underscore ADR6 for all entries in my first table, that is GT underscore LFA1, which is a common field. Here my address number of this table equal to my GT underscore LFA1 ADR NR. Here even the field name is different, but the data type and the length should be same. Okay. Oh, I selected ADR6 first, so before that I also have to select data from ADRC table. Okay. So in the same way, before this I want to select the address, so the same logic here, like for the ADRCs, that is select ADR number, second is date form, and third field is my, let's say that is the nation. Then I want city, I have postal code here, after postal code I have street, and then I have the country. This is the learning phase, so go a little bit slow and understand all the concepts from ADRC into corresponding fields of table GT underscore ADRC. The same code for all entries in GT underscore LFA1. After that, write this email ID selection, and then finally we'll write the telephone number selection. Okay, for the telephone number we have same field, only this field is changed, and the table is ADR2. If you see here, all the first four fields are same, only this tail underscore number is different, so we can copy the same query as it is and just replace the table name. Why I'm using table? Because I want select multiple IDs. Otherwise we could go with a single select join. This time we use tail underscore number from ADR2 into corresponding fields of GT underscore ADR2. Save, check and activate. Okay, so first we have selected the master data from LFA1 LFB1, then we have selected address, then the email ID and telephone number. Now we'll select the country and the state ID. Let's type here for country. Here, okay, I will selecting no. So for country, as our country will be in this field, that is country and region. Okay, so here this time we have to check if GT underscore ADR C body is not initial, then here I will write as select all. I'm selecting all from this country table. Select all from. Now we want to select all, so we can also go with the pattern option that we'll see in upcoming lecture. Select all from T005T into corresponding fields of table GT underscore control space T005T for all the entries in GT underscore ADRC, where if you press you can see all the where my land 1, that is a country key, the first field is SPRS is the first field, check the length. This is length 1, so instead of EN we have to pass only E. Then my language equal to, I want to select English language, and my land 1 equal to GT underscore ADRC, that is the country. Save, check. Similarly, I want to select the state table. Okay, let's say type here state description. Here also I'm selecting all the fields, but for as my state table is 5U. Now this time, along with the country key, I also want to pass the region. Okay, which field is there for region? Double click here. We want to pass the region in the VLAN field. Here my region equal to GT underscore ADRC, that is regio. Save, check and activate. So no error. Okay, so here we have done all the data selection part from the database table. So we're done with this step, select data from the database. Now next step will be like moving all the data in a final internal table.